All glories to the Son of God. All glories to the Son of God. All glories to Sri Guru and Lord. All glories to Sri Guru.
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Bihari Gopi Jananivasa Giridharadhari Gopi Jananivasa Giridharadhari Yasodanandana Brajachanaranjana Yasodanandana Brajachanaranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Bihari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Radha Govindji ki jai. Nitai ki jai, Ekanath Swami ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Shambheta Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gopi Ramana. Hari Hari Bol. Hare Krishna. So we're reading from the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 8, Chapter 18, Lord Vamanadeva, Dwarf Incarnation. Text number 14 to 20. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. I read the text when Shudvashramed here Jamanam Uchitam Balim Prigunam Upakalpitas Tata Jagama Tatra Kila Sharashambrito Bharinagam Sannamayan Pade Pade Udvashramed Heryajamanam Murjitam Balim Brigunam Upakalpitasata Jagama Tatra Kila Sarasambrito Varinagam Sanyamayam Padipade Shudvashramed Hiryajamanamurjitam Balim Brigunam Upakalpitis Tata Jagmana Tatra Kila Sarasambrito Bharinagam Sanamayan Padipadi
Vashvamadev Yajamanamurjitam Balim Brigunam Upakalpitashtata Jagama Tatra Kila Sarasambrito Varinagam Samamayam Padipade
Varinagam Sanyamayam Padipade
Shudvashramed Yajamam Hujitam Balim Brigunam Upakalpitashtata Jagama Tatra Kila Sarasambrito Varinagam Samamayam Padipade
Shudvashramed Hiryajamanamurjitam Balim Brigunam Upakalpitashtata Jagama Tatra Kila Sarasambrito Bharinagam
Shrutva-samedhe yajamana-murjitam
Balim Runamu-pakikalpitastata
Valim Vigunamupakalpitastata
Gagamatra Kilasara-samrito
Jagamatra Kilasara-samrito
Varena Gamsamamayam Pade Pade
Shrutva-samedhe yajamana-murjitam Valim Vigunamupakalpitastata Jagamatra Kilasara-samrito Varena Gamsamamayam Pade Pade Shrutva-samedhe yajamana-murjitam Valim Vigunamupakalpitastata Jagamatra Kilasara-samrito Varena Gamsamamayam Pade Pade Shrutva, after hearing, Ashramedha, Ashramedhai, by Ashramedha sacrifice, Yajamanam, the performer, Urjitam, very glorious, Balim, Bali Maharaj, Virigunam, under the guidance of the Brahmanas, born in the Bhrigu dynasty, Upakalpitai, performed, Tata, from that place, Jagama, went, Tatra, there, Akila Shara Shambrita, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the essence of all creation, Bharina, with the weight, Gam, the earth, Sanamayam, depressing, Padi Padi, at every step. So I read from text 14, the translations. At the sacred thread ceremony of Vamanadev, the sun god personally uttered the Gayatri mantra. We were speaking yesterday how the Gayatri mantra is often taken as worship of the sun god. So, according to the Smarta Vidhi, they worship Gayatri. So the sun god is actually performing personally the Gayatri mantra. Brihaspati, he offered the sacred thread. Brihaspati is priest of the heavenly planets. So the priest, that's their service to offer the sacred thread. And Kashyap Muni, he offered a straw belt. Mother Earth gave him a deer skin. They use the deer skin for their meditation. When they become brahmacharis, they have to sit in the, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, you have to sit on a deer skin, kusha grass and mat and deer skin. They sit on the deer skin generally because the smell of the deer skin acts as a repellent from I don't know, rodents or insects. Scorpions also?
Yeah.
Oh, good. So they won't disturb the meditation when you're in your samadhi. And the demigods of the moon offered the king, who is the king of the forest, gave him a brahmadanda, the rod of a brahmachari. So they give the that thunder there from the banyan tree or the peepal tree. Thunder. His mother Aditi gave him a cloth for underwear, and the deity presiding over the heavenly kingdom offered him an umbrella. One of the few possessions of the brahmachari, he gets an umbrella when he leaves. For going out, if it's too hot or it's raining, he has his umbrella. So, therefore, offering umbrellas is a very good gift to give to someone. The brahmachari, shoes, koram, umbrella, his deer skin, and his water. That's practically all they've got. So, when you want to serve someone, you can have brahmachari. You offer them these kind of things. O King, Lord Brahma, O King, Lord Brahma offered a water pot to the inexhaustible Supreme Personality of Godhead. For that they need their water pot. Everywhere they go, they have water. The 7 sages offered him kusha grass. The kusha grass is used for sitting. They sometimes make a ring. You've seen they make a kusha grass ring. The kush goes up like that. And then when they're doing their pujas, they touch the kusha grass to the items before they're offered. So it's kind of it purifies everything. Kush is considered pure, kusha grass. It emanated from the hairs of Radhadesh. When Radhadesh, after he killed Hiranyaka, then he came out of the water. He, like dogs do, they shake themselves. So he shook himself like that, and all the water drops, they all flew off everywhere. So wherever they landed, the kusha grass grew. So because they're emanating from, they're manifested from Radhadesh, Supreme Personality of God, but they're considered pure, so they're items used in puja. But generally, the Vaishnavas, they don't use it. Smartas do, for purification. The hand becomes pure, the kush is pure, so. But the Vaishnavas, they just remember Krishna, the lotus feet of Pundarikaksha, Krishna, who has beautiful lotus-like eyes. And they become purified within and without. So generally you see the Gaudiya tradition, they don't wear the kusha, but maybe in the big sacrifice for some show or something. Kush. And Mother Saraswati gave him a string of Rudraksha beads. These are the beads that Lord Shiva likes to. When Vamanadev had thus been given the sacred thread, Kuvera, the king of the Yakshashas, gave him a pot for begging alms. Bhiksham Dehi, he has a pot for begging, a bowl for begging alms, or something. If they don't have it, they hold it close. Bhiksham Dehi. And Mother Bhagavati, the wife of Lord Shiva, the most chaste mother of the entire universe, gave him his first alms. So that's the tradition. When we do the Sri Krishna Samskars on Janmashtami in Mayapur town, according to the Sri Krishna Janmashtami Titi video of Rupa Goswami, then on Janmashtami they gives a description of the procedure and abhishek and things like that. And they also have homas, and they offer all the different samskaras, beginning from birth and piercing the ears, cutting the hair, reading the alphabet, learning the alphabet, going out for the first time. So we have Radha Madhava, I don't know if you've ever been there on that day in Mayapur. So we do the whole thing with the Gurukul boys. They're doing offering all the different items and showing everything for the deity, that is. necessary. And the last offering is Upanayam, that is a sacred thread. And that's the last samskara for human civilization. Then the Upanayam, then now he can study the Vedas properly under the guidance of the Guru and go back to Radhadesh. So we dress also Vamanadev, we dressed a little boy up as Vamanadev, coming from Prabhupada, but I can't find the quote. But we dressed up a little boy like Vamanadev. Yes, deer skin and everything, danda and water pot. And this for Vamana Dwadashi, the appearance. And then we bring him down and water water for washing his feet, and offer arati, and offer sweets and everything, Mahaprasad. The ladies like that. Because generally one of their sons from the Gurukul should be about 5, it's about that big, usually. And the mothers really want their kids to do that. That's kind of a prized possession. They will go, the mothers love that program, they come with their kids. And they book up in advance. For my boy, when he gets big enough, he played Lord Vamanadev and he just said his Vamanadev. Not playing, actually. Prabhupada said when you see these actors and things like that, and Radha Krishna pastimes or whatever it is, Prabhupada said at that time, when they're dressed up and they're performing the different dances and nataks and things like that, that actually you should understand that Krishna is actually there. And and you see, he said, Prabhupada said afterwards, you see people go and they worship their tasta feet. They'll pin money sometimes, in some traditional places they pin notes on as a donation for the performance. But Prabhupada said we should understand that the Lord is actually present during those times. Yeah, so then Upanayam, then Lord Vamana, we have a little boy, he goes out, Bhiksham Dehi. First to the Matajis, you have to go to the mothers first. Bhiksham Dehi, Bhiksham Dehi. And it's really sweet little boy. Nice sound. Yeah, so all the different sacrifices, different fires, they have to invoke the different personalities in different fires for all these different sons. So it takes the whole morning up to 11 o'clock. So Vamanadev and Sri Krishna Janmashtami. Yeah, then he's begging alms. Having thus welcomed everybody, Lord Vamanadev, the best of the brahmacharis, exhibited his Brahman effulgence. Thus he surpassed in beauty the entire assembly, which was filled with great saintly brahmanas. His beauty is considered one of his opulences. Krishna, maybe also Ramchandra, and Lord Vamanadev, they're considered one of their opulences, main opulence is beauty. I can imagine how beautiful little dwarf boy dressed up. And he was also exhibiting his Brahman effulgence, which makes him more even beautiful. The effulgence is coming from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu met in Benares, Prakashananda Saraswati Thakur, and all the Mayavadi sannyasis and everything there. When he first arrived there, he kind of sat down in a little bit distant place away from him, out of his humility. They were very much moved by it, and they said, "Come here, sit. Why are you sitting?" People wash their hands there and feet after eating. So you come and sit here, more close. But they were so attracted to, because Mahaprabhu had to attract everyone, so he manifested his effulgence, because this is the goal of these Mayavadis, to merge into the effulgence. So Mahaprabhu exhibited that effulgence to, so they become real. Oh wow, the effulgence. already they call each other Om Narayana Namah, as if but now he's showing his importance. They were very much attracted. So even Krishna's effulgence is so attractive that these Mayavadis, these sannyasis, Gyanis, they're willing to give up their own identity. They're willing to lose their own identity. Everybody loves their identity. But this is how attractive the Lord's effulgence is. It's not to speak of the Lord. Just his effulgence is so attractive that Gyanis, Mayavadis, they're willing to give up their whole identity, lose their identity, to merge into that. So you can imagine how beautiful the Supreme Personality of Godhead is when you see him like in person. After Lord Vamanadev set a sacrificial fire, he offered worship and performed a fire sacrifice on the sacrificial field. In the Bhavasya Purana, Bhavasya means in the future. There's a Purana that deals with future events. And it mentions that in the Kali Yuga, a saffron-clad man will come, saffron-clad man will come, and he will teach the Vedas in the language of the Mlechas. And he will initiate the fire. Anybody can guess who that sounds like? Srila Prabhupada ki. Yeah, so a saffron-clad man will come and teach the language of the Mlechas, the Vedas in the language of the Mlechas. Therefore, Prabhupada main ambition to satisfy his Guru Maharaj's desire to print books. The Vedas of Prabhupada. He spoke the translated in the language of the Mlechas. And initiates by fire. Now this is also something unique that Srila Prabhupada did in ISKCON. In his at the time of initiation, first initiation, Prabhupada required to perform the fire sacrifice, first and second initiation. So generally that first initiation is not really considered the samskara as such. There's no special sacrifice for that. One is given the holy names, initiated into the holy names of Krishna. Just like the Gaudiya Math, Prabhupada was a part of Gaudiya Math, he was in that line. And they give a pet name, what they call pet name, so they Krishna dasa or Govinda. But they call it a pet name, it's not actually the samskara name. But when they get the Brahman initiation, the second initiation, then they get the spiritual name. The pet name, they may keep it or may not, but they get a new name, so that's considered, they get both together, the name and the names of Krishna and Krishna's associates. And the and the mantras, the Gayatri mantras with the second initiation. So they get that's the system, the Vedic system, that the person at the time of receiving initiation, Upanayam, sacred bed, to get the name of Krishna also, the Vaishnavas. Some can give a Krishna's name. And but Prabhupada, he's the one who introduced offering fire sacrifice for first initiation. That's not heard of before. That's not the system in the Veda. It comes up. You get the The first initiation, the second initiation. So this is the Bhavishya Purana's prediction. The saffron-clad man will come, and he will initiate by fire. And he was the initiate. Prabhupada's first initiation is Krishna's name. So actually, that's more important than the other mantras, the Gayatri mantras. Hare Krishna is the original of all the other mantras. They're all coming from there. So Hare Nama, that's sufficient. The holy name is sufficient. So that's what he's giving. He's giving the Hare Krishna to Yugadama, and he's giving it in the fire sacrifice. He's showing the importance of the holy name and how the holy name is the deliverance. Of course, the Gayatri mantras are full of the holy name, but specifically the Maha Mantra. So Srila Prabhupada, he gave first initiation with fire, so that's a prediction. Something else also, I can't remember, maybe two more things. In fact, Srila Prabhupada told me, he said, you can chant the deity's mantras in your own language, in the English language. So he's a Malacha. Prabhupada teaching the Vedic mantras to the Malachas.
And you mean the Gayatri mantra? The Gayatri mantra?
I think he meant not the Gayatri mantras. But maybe the translations of the song, because that was my service in Mayapur, one of my services in the early days. And we would chant Udilaya Arunapa or whatever, and then I would give the translation, because no Bengalis were there at that time, and all these songs, bhajans are in Bengali, so we used to speak everything in English. When the rising sun appears in the morning, jewel of the twice born Lord Bush, Udilaya Aruna and Jeev Jago, wake up. And Chintam and Ikak, and then we say the and Bhavananda would have me recite all those. So I think that's what Prabhupada meant. And it's Prabhupada was setting an example why he makes Malachas as pujaris, it's kind of unheard of in India. But Prabhupada was showing I think he was teaching that look what Prabhupada is actually uplifting the Malachas. To show that the mantras are not, it's not a sect or anything. ShyamSakhi ki jai. So I would recite all that I was doing anyway, and then Prabhupada told me that he said you can chant your mantras that you get in English in your language. Prabhupada taught us how to worship the Shaligram Srila. The smarter Brahmanas said how you can do that, how you can give Brahman initiation to non-born Brahmanas, how you're allowing them to worship the Shaligram Srila. This is kind of an exclusive worship for the Brahmanas, and Prabhupada gave that. Of course he was working, that's what he was working with. In Bombay, someone was criticizing Prabhupada, little complaint that because the devotees were coming from Western countries, we don't know what culture is or anything like that, and so kind of unrefined in early days. So some of the life members and things like that, they was complaining to Prabhupada, the actual behavior, etiquette is not there fully. And Prabhupada said, well, look what I got to work with. Well, look what I have got to work with. That means he's picking up the Malachas and the others. Look what I've got to work with. But it's not that Prabhupada, what he did, and there's something is there that he actually gave Malachis, gave him Brahminical status. But Prabhupada also tried many times to get the Indian devotees to come and join. They were very shy in the beginning. I don't blame them, because we were a little bit. And it was their tradition, and we were all new, and they had, new people. They could go to the Gaudiya Math, which firmly established same philosophy. Why go to the... When we were CIA, and we are so many things in those days. So can't blame them for the Indians devotees not coming forward immediately. They were a little bit shy. And but anyway, Prabhupada, as usual, he worked with whatever he had. And this is what he had. He had the villages, and he did it. He picked them out of the gutter of material existence and gave them initiation, brought them up to the Brahminical culture. This is Prabhupada's glory. Yeah, taught the Vedas in the language of the Malachis. So all these rituals are there, Brahminical rituals, and we do follow because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu followed and all of our acharyas followed. Although in the highest stage, the highest sense, then the rules and regulations are not so important. Once you transcended the realm of rules and regulations and come to the platform of spontaneity, then these rules and regulations are not so important anymore. But if you haven't transcended the modes of material nature, then this is the best thing to do. Krishna has given us guidelines, how we should act, what is culture, what is proper, what should be done, what should be done. So therefore we put it into practice, the Brahminical culture. But when you transcend that rules and regulations, then it's not necessary. Just like Madhavendra Puri, he said, I think now I can say goodbye to all the rules of my morning ablutions and my 3 times chanting Gayatri mantras for the 3 sandhyas and the different rules and regulations. I think they're not necessary for me anymore, because now since I've got the taste of the flavour of the Lord's lotus feet, I don't think I need anything more. I think this is sufficient for me. So the rules and regulations are to bring us up to that point of getting a taste, sambandha, establishing a relationship with Krishna, getting that actually experiencing a spiritual taste. Then all the rules and regulations are not so important, because the purpose of all the rules and regulations are always to remember Krishna and never forget Krishna. So once you come to that platform of always remembering Krishna, you've awakened your attraction for Krishna's lotus feet. Then the rules, that's the purpose of all the rules and regulations. So if you come to the purpose, then it's not necessary, as Madhavendra Puri said. But as long as you haven't come to that, then you're obligated to follow the rules and regulations. So to set examples, then you see Prabhupada and different acharyas, they're also following all these rules and regulations. Even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he followed all those rules and regulations. To set example, because he was coming from a very respected Brahmana family, Jagannath Mishra, so he would set an example. But we mentioned the other day someone, Mahaprabhu, he was saying that he was just in Mayapur, that some meetings were going on there, discussing Ekadasi and the Titi and when to break and not to break. And yesterday was almost 11 o'clock, we had to. But Ekadasi, you see, generally the Vaishnavas follow, that's another rule and regulation. It's an observance of some kind of fasting, which all the Kamakandas, rituals are recommended fasting. But it's specifically the Ekadasi Vrata, the Vaishnavas strictly follow that one. Mahaprabhu also told his mother you should please observe the goddess. And Mahaprabhu did himself. And so generally the Vaishnavas, especially the Gaudiyas, Jagannath Puri, they don't care so much. They have a deity of a goddess there. Goddess Devi in Jagannath Puri. And when the goddess comes, they tie her up with a rope. They tie her up with a rope. So she goes into the grains and everything like that. You worship Lord Jagannath by honoring his Mahaprasadam, so the Pandas, they're not going to stop their worship of Lord Jagannath. But the goddess Devi, she enters into this Paparusha, she enters into the grains on that day, which is a goddess Devi, so they tie her up with a rope. So she can't move around, she can't. And they don't observe the Ekadasi because Jagannath's honouring of Jagannath Mahaprasad is supreme for them. Actually, that's the way you worship Lord Jagannath. In Vrindavan, you take the tuli, the dasa of the dam on your head. In Mayapur, you chant Hare Krishna and Ram. In Jagannath Puri, you honour Mahaprasad. This is the Jagannath Puja, how to worship Jagannath Puri. So that's how. But they're special. It's a special case. Jagannath and his Pandas, they have their. They follow a lot of rules, but they have their own rules. One time, some devotees went there, the Italian devotees, and they ordered Mahaprasad from the Panda, and they were staying in this hotel, and they said, "You come and bring it here. We'll honour Jagannath Mahaprasadam." So they were sitting down, they had all their leaf plates, waiting for the prasadam to come. Then the Pandas come with Jagannath's prasadam on their head, they put in clay pots. And they come down there, and then there was some argument and going on, and everyone was saying, "No, what's happening? We're hungry. Come on, serve the prasadam. Serve the prasadam. Why are we waiting?" The Panda said, "No, we are not serving prasadam here." They said, "Why not?" They said, "Because you have food on your plate already. Look, you've got food. That's prasadam. That's Radha Krishna prasadam, Radha Damodar. We have one ISKCON temple there in Jagannath Puri. ISKCON temple is there. So the devotees went there and we got Mahaprasad, so we put a little bit on every plate. So the Panda said, "This is not Mahaprasadam. There is only one prasadam in Puri. That is Jagannath Krishna. That is their chastity to Jagannath. Their love for Jagannath. So they have their own. Anyway, after a long time, they somehow or another put the Jagannath prasad with the food. It wasn't prasad, it was Radha Damodar. Anyway. Yeah, so there's special devotees, all Jagannath devotees, especially kind of in Radha Girinadhi. But only Jagannath is only his prasad. That's only one prasad in Jagannath. Oh, I wish I had their love. They have for Jagannath, their chastity. Yeah, so here Lord Brahman Dev, he's performing sacrifice, he's showing by example the rules and regulations. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also showed when he went to Gaya, he performed the Shraddha ceremony for his father Jagannath Mishra. Many temples actually says he went to, not just one place. There is one main place in Gaya, Gadadhar footprint is there, Gadadhar Vishnu. There's a footprint, very famous, that's the most famous one. People go down over their pinda, their Shraddha, what do you call it? In English? Oh, yeah, we don't have it. We don't have the culture to be. Anyway, offering foodstuffs to the deceased person's Shraddha ceremony. Pinda done. But Mahaprabhu went to many temples, and he had the priests perform ceremony simply to set an example for others. And the main footprint there is at Gaya, that is the footprint of Gaudata. They generally do the main worship is there for worshipping the ancestors. It's very, very famous. In Mayapur we have Mahagaya is also there. You cross over the river Jalangi to Godramdeep, that side. Mahagaya, where Harihara Ketra is. You must have been on Prikarana. Harihara Ketra. So that place, Harihara Ketra, got is half Vishnu, half Dikya, half Vishnu. And yeah. It's an interesting history of it. But yeah, people go there and do their pinda there. No need to go all the way to Gaya. You have Mahagaya in Mayapur. So they can do it there. And in fact, this Mahagaya is more powerful than the one in the other Gaya, because Mayapur everything originates from Mayapur. Vrindavan, all the holy places go to serve the Dharmas. And at that place, when one leaves his body there, Lord Shiva comes and shouts in his ear, Gauranga! So the people there have no fear of death, because they know that Lord Shiva will come and shout the name of Gauranga. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he went there and performed these ritualistic sacrifices for the Pitras, for the forefathers. Of course, that was just a plea, or an excuse that he went there. He actually went there to meet his spiritual master, Ishvarapuri. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was actually initiated there at that time by Ishvarapuri, according to the rules. But Mahaprabhu, he had met Ishvarapuri before a few times in Mayapur. Ishvarapuri was just wandering mendicant, so they go from holy place to holy place. So he'd been to Mayapur, because Mayapur was a very famous place. It was the seat of learning at that time, actually, 500 years ago. And Ishvarapuri went there a few times, and Jagannath Mishra would invite every sannyasis into his house to take prasad. So a few times he had been to Mahaprabhu's house on the invitation of Jagannath Mishra. And Mahaprabhu had the privilege of serving him at that time. He would serve his prasadam to him. So he had seen him a few times. And then when it was time for Mahaprabhu to reveal his pastimes, then he went to Gaya, and there he got initiation into the holy names of the Lord. Already he had Brahman initiation when he was a small boy. Mahaprabhu, he had already performed that samskar. So then he got initiated into the holy names of Krishna. So although it wasn't necessary to follow all those rules and regulations and doing Shraddha, but Mahaprabhu, he did it anyway to set an example to the Brahmana community, not to the Vaishnava community. There, in the what's it? Radha Krishna, sorry. or Kshatriya Saradipika of Gopal Bhatta Goswami. Yeah. Gopal Bhatta Goswami. So he wrote this book, Sakra Saradipika, that does with the Vaishnava rituals and things like that. Tells you how to establish, worship the Lord and fire sacrifices and different things. But you're not using the names of the demigods and things like that, which is usually in the Kamakanda sections. So he wrote this book, and Hari Bhakti Vilas also. How to do it according to the Vaishnava procedure. Because the other procedures are smarter procedures, you have to worship the demigods. First you've got to do Ganesh Puja, because he kind of removes all the obstacles, it has to be there. So they worship different demigods in their ritualistic activities. But the Vaishnavas, they're not necessary to worship the demigods. In fact, it's forbidden. Krishna said that those who worship the devatas, they are less intelligent. So we don't worship the devata. So he mentions, Gopal Bhatta Goswami mentions in the Sakriya Saradipika, that if nowhere in any scripture of the world does it say that one should perform the ceremony of Pinda, Shraddha ceremony. Nowhere does it say that one should offer tarpon to the ancestors. Nowhere does it say that one should worship the devatas. Nowhere does it say that for a person who has been initiated into the names of Krishna and Vishnu. The rules are there, but nowhere does it say that these rules are also for the Vaishnavas who have taken shelter the lotus feet of Krishna and Vishnu. And in fact, even if you do perform these ritualistic ceremony of offering pinda, of offering foodstuff to the ancestors, grains to the ancestors, you commit nam aparad and seva aparad. The person who's initiated into the names of Vishnu in the bona fide sampradaya, even if he does it out of forgetfulness or something he performs, he makes nam aparad and seva aparad. Why? Because he's taken shelter of some kamakandra. It's a kamakandra activity actually. So he's performing this kamakandra activity. And which is one of the offences. And he's stopping his service to perform this kamakandra activity. So it becomes seva aparad and nam aparad, because he thinks that he can the names of Vishnu are equal to the names of the demigods, or the names of demigods are equal to the names of Vishnu. So it's a nama aparad is there also for the devotee who is initiated. So anyway, the Gopal Bhatta Goswami and Sanatana Goswami, so they've given other processes how we can. So it's not that the devotees are callous or anything like that, but when their parents are living, they serve them with love and devotion. When they die, they offer them some Mahaprasad. That goes on, but they don't worship all the 33 crores of devatas, which you have to do. I don't know how to do that. 33 crores of, you must do in batches of maybe according to the planetary system. But you have to worship 33 crores of devatas. If you miss one, the whole thing becomes nullified. So it involves worship. So the devotees, Sanatana Goswami and Gopal Bhatta, then they worship other, instead of say the 9 nakshatras, the 9 stars. You have to worship the 9 stars. So they what do you say? They worship the Navajugendras. So they're Vaishnava. So they got the 9 stars, but they they worship another 9. So like that. Or Ganesh Puja is there. So especially in South India, Ganesh is there. And the person becomes a devotee, and then they say, well, we're not worshipping Ganesh. He's just a jiva. He's not Vishnu Tattva. There's hundreds of Ganeshas coming in one day in Brahma. So we don't want to worship these non-eternal personalities. We want to worship eternal personality, Vishnu's expansions. But the devotee says, no, I went to the temple, they said we shouldn't worship, so I got to take Ganeshji off the altar and Shivji and with the family tradition, it's been there. Can't even have Lakshmi Narayan, because we want Radha and Krishna on the altar. What about? It's the family tradition, so the daughter or the son becomes a devotee, and all the forefathers and parents, and what's going to happen? No, devotee, no, you should do like this. They think, no, the gods are going to get angry, and the thunderbolts are going to start flying around, and So the devotees, they supplement her, they substitute all the demigods for eternal personalities. So we chant all the names of the devotees, and when we're doing these different sacrifices. And Ganesh, because he is first worshipped, his object is removing obstacles. So we have Lord Nrsingadev. Lord Nrsingadev, he removes obstacles. That's why we worship Lord Nrsingadev. 3 reasons Prabhupada told us. To protect the devotees, protect the Guru, and protect the mission. This is why we worship Lord Nrsingadev. Prabhupada instituted that worship in all of our ISKCON temples. So Ganesh, he removes obstacles. And where does he get his Shakti to do that potency to do that? He keeps his head, bumps on his head, the elephant.
The tusks.
What are they called?
No. Tusks.
No,
the bump.
The bump on the heads of the elephant. There is like this.
Okay.
So on those bumps, Ganesh keeps his lotus feet. No, sorry, the other way around. He keeps the Lord's lotus feet on his bumps. Ganesh, he has the elephant head. So he keeps the Lord, and he's worshipful Lord Nrsingadev. So he gets the potency of Lord Nrsingadev to do his service of removing the obstacles. So therefore Ganesh should be worshipped first. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, the family tradition, then it's difficult for him to accept that you've got to not worship these deities. So he said, then what you can do, he said, there's a Vishnu form, Vishakshina, Vaikuntha form. He has an elephant head. He's the commander-in-chief of Vishnu's armies, but he has an elephant head. So, but he's an eternal Vishnu person, Foram Vishnu Murti. Ganesh is there on the altar. The devotees don't want to disturb their parents, so they have Ganesh is there. But when they're worshipping, they offer to Ganesh, but they're seeing him as a Nrsingadev. They're getting his potency from Lord Nrsingadev. So then, in their worship, it looks like they're doing Ganesh Puja, but actually they're thinking of Vishwakshina. He's got the elephant head, but he's a Vishnu person, so they're not worshipping a temporary personality, a temporary demigod. So in this way, the family's happy. Oh look, they're doing the traditional worship that's been going on so long. So the forefathers won't be angry or anything like that. Gaudias also have a different take there. They split this word up, Ganesh, Gana Isha. Gana means person and Isha means topmost. So who is that topmost person? So that is Guru. So therefore we do Guru Puja first, right? Before you do any kind of worship of the deities, you have to worship Guru. That has to be done. So he's our Gana Isha. Guru, our Guru is our Ganesh. Gana Isha. He's the topmost of all persons. So we will worship Guru. He removes all the obstacles. But anyway, to set example, Mahaprabhu followed the rules and regulations. So the Vedas are there with these rules and regulations for us to follow. It's just like when the universe is created, or you go out and buy any kind of machine, you get a user's manual, how to use this machine, motor car or laptop or whatever it is, something machine, you get a user's manual. And tells you how to use it, how it runs, how it functions properly. So the Veda is like that. When the universe is created, then the Vedas come with it. And it tells you how to utilize this universe best. Most living entities are here because they wanted to come and enjoy. They didn't come here to surrender to Krishna. And they left the spiritual world, came here. They want to enjoy it. So Krishna says here, this is the purpose of your coming from the material world. You want to enjoy it independently, separately from me or Krishna. So here are the rules and regulations where you'll get maximum happiness. You won't get better happiness by concocting your own processes. But if you follow the Vedic system and the rules and regulations, because they're designed to bring you a greater happiness. If you do it, you'll get more happiness than concocting, any kind of religion or process that's not authorized by the Vedic standards. So because you want to enjoy, because you want to be the controls, okay, so here's how to do it, so then that you get all these rules and regulations. But because they're all connected to Krishna, they're all connected to Krishna, before they do the pujas, they always worship the Shalagram and Shila. Before even they worship the demigods, they have to worship the Shalagram. So they're there, they're connected, and Vishnu's name is there, so they're gradually, by performing all these samskaras, they're becoming more purified, more purified, more purified. And eventually they can again worship Krishna and Vishnu and then go back to Godhead. So that's the purpose of all the rules and regulations. To always remember Krishna and never forget Krishna. So we are fortunate, although it's Kali Yuga, fortunate. But Vyasadev's disciples, Vyasadeva was going, Kali Yuga, when will that glorious time come? Vyasadev's students said, what? Master, what are you saying? This is the degraded age, why are you saying, when will it come? No, this special time is coming. In this Kali Yuga, Gauranga Mahaprabhu will appear and he will give prema, he will give Bhaja Prema freely to everyone. So and Veda Vyasa also showed in his own example that he compiled all the Vedic literatures and he wasn't satisfied. Then his Guru Maharaj Narad Muni came, so he said, why I'm not satisfied? I compiled all the Vedic literatures, even the Vedanta Sutra, which is the essence for the Jnanis. This only deals with Brahman, how to get out of the three modes of material. I compiled all these, but still I'm not satisfied. So Narad Muni chastised him slightly. You are a fool. You've overemphasized all the different karmakandic activities and rules that are mentioned in the Vedas. They're all dealing with enjoyment, ritualistic performances for enjoyment. And you've overemphasized that. Already the living entities have a natural inclination towards sense gratification. The very nature, we're pleasure seeking, we're misidentifying our real identity and we're seeking pleasure in the material world. So already it's there, that seeking pleasure in the material world, and now you're adding to it by giving all these, you do this worship the moon god, you can take the somaras, nice intoxication, and go to Gandhava Loka, be with the, enjoy with the subtle beings, or worshipping Kali on the dark moon night, and you can eat meat and things like that. So he said that already there are people are attracted to doing all these things, and now you're encouraging it factually. Because now people are saying, we're saying, like, don't eat meat. So why not? Look here in our Veda, it is said, you can eat meat, you can sacrifice goat, you can do so. It's in our Veda, it's our religion. So he said you've actually, you cause more of a disturbance by emphasizing these karmakandi activities. You perform to disservice. You haven't glorified Krishna in His name, form, quality, pastimes, etc. This is what's going to the best benefit for the living entity. But you've overemphasized it. Karmakanda activities. So then Vyasadeva realized these mistakes. So then he wrote Srimad Bhagavatam, spotless Prana. No more mistakes. No more mistakes. I'm giving the spotless Prana. There's a conversation between Vrindadevi and Purnamasi. And Vrindadevi says, so we see in these Puranas, so many Puranas, but they're telling one Purana telling one story, Lord Shiva and Krishna having a battle or something. And Lord Shiva beats Lord Krishna. Then in another Purana you see the same story, the same battle takes place with Krishna, he beats Shiva and things like that. So there's a lot of contradiction. How we can understand. So Purnamasi said, yes. He said, these other Puranas, they can cheat you. But the Srimad Bhagavatam, it will never, never cheat you. Take shelter with that. It's a spotless Purana. It won't cheat you. So therefore Mahaprabhu was glorifying the Srimad Bhagavatam as the spotless Purana. So Vedavyas, when was that Kali Yuga? And he appears also in Gaur Leela. Chaitanya Leela Vyas, Vrindavan Das. Vrindavan Das Thakur is actually Vedavyasadeva. He come to take part in Mahaprabhu's Leela. So this time he didn't make the same mistake. He said, my last time as a Vyasadeva, I made a big mistake. I'm not going to make the same mistake again. So you read the Chaitanya Bhagavat of Vrindavan Das. It's nothing but the devotees dancing, chanting, falling in ecstasy, rolling on the floor, crying, eating prasadam, dancing, crying. That's why people find it very difficult to understand Chaitanya Charitamrita and Chaitanya Bhagavat, because what are they doing? But they don't know what's going on in the devotees' hearts and their reciprocation with the deities and other devotees. They're churning the ocean. So that's all it is. So you read these, they accept them as great books and things like that. So Vedavyas, I'm not going to make the same mistake again. All he does is Garanga Nityam, glorifies the Lord in the process of Harinam Sankirtan. So that is the real process to bring us to this point, Harinam Sankirtan. And this is what Ishvarapuri did to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He gave him the Krishna's names, he gave him the Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna. And he met Ishvarapuri. at Gaya, and he initiated into the Krishna mantra. You know. Then after a few days, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to see him, and he said, "My Guru Maharaj, I don't know what kind of mantra you've given me, but I think I'm going a little bit pagal, a little bit mad. And sometimes I'm crying, and sometimes I'm laughing, and sometimes I'm rolling on the floor, sometimes I'm jumping in, sometimes tears are coming from my eyes, my body's hair stand, all these. Well, am I going mad? Have I become deranged by chanting this mantra?" And his Guru Maharaj said, "No, very good boy, very good. You keep chanting, this is very, very good symptom." So Mahaprabhu was showing that Mahaprabhu is the Yuga avatar. He's come to propagate the chanting, the Yuga Dharma of chanting Hare Krishna, the Maha Mantra. And he himself has set the example. He is playing as a Bhakta avatar. So he's setting an example of how a devotee progresses in Krishna consciousness. And in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's own example, he became Krishna conscious very quick, in a few days. I mean, he was experiencing ecstasy. We're talking about, when will we get ecstasy? But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was feeling ecstasy after a couple of days. He went to his Guru Maharaj, "What is this? I'm feeling all these symptoms." So where was that ecstasy coming from that he was feeling? All he was doing was chanting the holy name. Where did it come from, that ecstasy? It came from the holy name. Within a couple of days of being initiated, after being initiated, in a couple of days, he started to feel ecstasy. So this is how this process works. Very quickly, if you are sincerely followed it, all you need is sincerity. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had so much sincerity, so much faith, that immediately he got results from his chanting, immediately. And he set the example. This Nam realization, there's a progression, actually, chanting Hare Krishna is a progression. Nam Rup Guna Lila. This ecstasy was due to the Lord's presence, due to the presence of the holy name. It came from the holy name. That's all that was happening. He wasn't doing anything else. He was Hare Krishna, but seriously chanting, absorbed. His consciousness was simply absorbed in the sound vibration. But where was that ecstasy come from? It's coming from the holy name. Nama, this is called Nama realization. The holy name will manifest his presence, his divine presence. And you feel the presence of God by your side. As much as you're aware of my presence, I'm aware of you. Even more so, you'll be aware of God sitting by your side in his presence. Nama realization. Then from there, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, from Gaya, he went to Kanai Natshala. Anybody been to Kanai Natshala? Beautiful place. We have a temple there. It's Gupta Vrindavan. It's a very famous place. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur established Mahaprabhu's footprints there also. There are footprints of Radha and Krishna. They've been there since, they say, from the Dwapara Yuga. Anybody, it's a famous place as being Gupta Vrindavan. And it's very, very beautifully situated right on the bank of the Ganga, near the Bihar border. Ganga is like the ocean there. And it's on a mountain, little hillock. You sit there, you can overlook, and it's a mining town. It isn't mining, but some kind of clay, and they were mining there. Very picturesque place, beautiful right on the bank of the Ganga. Yeah, and that temple was donated to ISKCON, so we're doing the Seva there now. And we've installed Radha Kanalalji, Radha and Krishna deities are there. And Mahaprabhu went that place. It's famous as being Gupta Vrindavan, no different, by our acharyas. Mahaprabhu went there. And he told the devotees later, when he went back, he told the devotees what had happened. He said, when I went to Kanai Natshala, he said, I saw Krishna. I saw Krishna. He was there. And he was calling me, come on, come on. Come on. And then I went forward and Krishna disappeared. Oh, where is Krishna? Then he went into an ecstasy. Separation from Krishna. Then he became completely transformed from that time. Nam Rupa. The holy name revealed the form of Krishna to him. Just within a couple of days. So he went back, when he came back to Mayapur, he told the devotees, but you will meet Sukamba Brahmachari's house. I'll tell you what happened. Complete transformation from naughty Nimaya to Gauranga Bhatta, Goswami. Complete transformation. I'll tell you what happened when I've seen in my travels. So then he told them what had happened. And then he said, I saw Krishna. And where is Krishna now? And then he flew in. And then the devotees were astonished. Again, Mahaprabhu was rolling on the floor. Where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? They're all astonished and they were so happy. Nimai was so naughty before. We was always praying, when will Nimai become a devotee of Krishna? We're always praying for that. But now he's become a devotee, so they're all so happy. Nam Rupa, Guna. Now you read in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was how the holy name was revealing himself, his qualities. Mahaprabhu says, I see Krishna, my mind rushes to him, my eyes rush to him. I want to embrace him, my ears rush to him, my taste rushes to him. All of my senses are rushing simultaneously, like they're having a tug of war and they're pulling me apart. And all of my senses are all rushing to Krishna at the same time. Usually we deal with one sense object with one sense at a time. But here all of my senses, simultaneously they're rushing towards, they're like having a tug of war, they're tearing me apart. Guna. The holy name is revealing these qualities, rushing towards Krishna's voice. He could hear the voice of Krishna. So sweet, soft, beautiful. The delicate touch, quality of touch sensation of Krishna. His body is so delicate. He says when he walks in the grass, even if a blade of grass runs across his foot, it leaves a white line. Sometimes if you press a little bit hard on you leave a little white line. So just a little bit of a blade of grass touches Krishna's feet. It leaves a white line for a little while because it's so soft and delicate. So all these the qualities of Krishna, they were being revealed to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Guna, Nam Rupa Guna. And then Leela. You can read. Chaitanya later on, Mahaprabhu was in an ecstasy, internal ecstasy. So the devotees, they didn't like to see him like that. They're all chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Wake up, wake up. So then Mahaprabhu, hey, why did you call me back? I was there with all the Shakis, we were picking flowers for Radha we were going to make nice garlands. Why did you call us back from Leela? He could see he couldn't see the Leela, he was in the Leela. He just helped picking flowers with all the Shakis. The Leela was there, that was revealed to him by the holy name. Nam Guna Rupa Leela. Progression is there, one by one. And the qualification is sincerity. That's all. You don't need to research. Prabhupada said the Gaudiya Math, they do the research work center in Calcutta. He said, what is this research work? It's already been done. Our Acharya has already given the research. The 6 good Swamis. We simply have to be sincere and follow that. That's all. That's our main qualification. You sincerely adopt the process. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed us by example how he adopted this process and he immediately got results. It's not that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, well, you know, I'm the Supreme Personality of Godhead and I'll make a show of being a devotee. No, he was identifying himself as a devotee. It's like Krishna, when Mother Jasoda's got that stick, Krishna he's scared. He's not, you know, I'm going to make a show of being a little baby. No, he is a baby. Because whatever he does in perfection. So when he plays the part of a child, and he sees that stick, and his necklace is, he's so shivering. Mummy, I've been an offender. Please throw that stick away. He was scared. So she had to throw the stick away. It wasn't just a show. He was actually feeling that my mummy was going to beat me. So Mahaprabhu, he was acting as a Bhakta avatar, so he's acting in perfection. Bhavananda Prabhu, he asked Srila Prabhupada, how can Lord Chaitanya say this verse? That one considered himself lower than a straw in the street. How can Mahaprabhu say that? He's not lower than a straw in the street, he's the source. We are very tiny, 1/10,000 size, the tip of a hair. Insignificant size, but Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So how can he say that he's 1/10,000 size, the tip of a hair? That he's lower than a straw in the street. And Prabhupada said he could say that because he understood that I am 1/10,000 size, the tip of a hair, which he is not also. But because he was playing the part of a Bhakta avatar, an ordinary living entity, he was thinking that I am 1/10,000 size, the tip of a hair. Therefore, if you really accept that, you have to be humble, you have to be sincere, you have to feel yourself lower than a straw in the street, because you are lower than a straw in the street. You are thousands of times lower than a straw in the street. In fact, in size, a straw in the street, how many 1/10,000 size of tips of hair in one piece of straw? We have to accept, and Prabhupada said he understood that. Of course, he's not 1/10,000, but because he was playing as a bhakta, he played in perfection, and he got results. So this is our progression. In the Harinam Chintamani, Haridas Thakur says there's two devotees, they approach the spiritual master, bona fide spiritual master, bona fide sampradaya, bona fide mantras they get, in the holy names of the Lord. They both get initiated at the same time. One is coming from a Suchi family, a Brahmin family. One is coming from a Muchi family, Kabbalah, something like that. Who attains the result of their chanting first? So the Suchi, obviously there's less impediment there. He's pure, Brahman is purified, so he has less obstacles or impediments there than the Muchi. The Muchi is more in the mode of ignorance and passion. Brahman is in the mode of goodness. So obviously there's less impediment there. So who gets the fruit of his japa first? And Haridas Thakur says it's not dependent on Muchi or Suchi. It's dependent on the sincerity of the chanter. That is what is key. How sincere, that would determine the speed which you attain the ultimate destination. And which will be revealed by the holy name in the form of Nama Rupa Guna Lila. I finished that verse. After Lord Ramana set a sacrificial fire, he offered worship and performed the fire sacrifice on the sacrificial field. When the Lord heard Bali Maharaj was performing an Ashwamedha sacrifice under the patronage of Brahmanas belonging to the Bhrigu dynasty, the Supreme Lord, who is full in every respect, proceeded there to show his mercy to Bali Maharaj. By his weight he pushed down the earth at every step. Purport. The Supreme Personality of God is Akila Shara Shambrita. In other words, He is the proprietor of everything essential in this material world. And though the Lord was going to Bali Maharaj to beg something, He was always complete and had nothing to beg from anyone. Indeed, He was so powerful that in His full opulence, He pressed down the surface of the earth at every step. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Hare Ram.
Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Samveda Bhaktivinoda ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanandi. Thank you. So supreme sacrifice, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram.
How did you go yesterday in Antwerp?
Well, we didn't do it exactly the same procedures we usually do it, because we make a presentation and they make pledges there at the time. But there were just a few people, and they kind of few people at the time as well as. And there wasn't so many, so we spoke the philosophy, we gave them encouragement and things like that. And Radhadesh Prabhu said that we won't embarrass you by asking you for money right now, but please take the pledge forms with you and consider it seriously. And then later on, the most fired up one there, the devotee said, you come again and we'll have a bigger program when we'll bring members and family members and others, and then you can like give a full presentation. But anyway, they're all devotees of sorts, and it's not a big deal. But because they didn't have much time, that was the thing, because we had another program after that also. So we didn't have much time. But anyway, there was a follow-up. They invited us to come back after a few months, I think, where they were taking along with all the other relatives. And we'll see how much these people will donate.
Well, they're all doing charity in India, and quite big activities. So there is some capacity there.
Yeah. They're pious people.
Yeah. They're doing the regular karmic.
Yes, they know that by giving in charity, that by being pious, they will get charity. They will get money. Artha means economic making money. That comes from dharma. If you haven't performed dharma preaching, nobody's going to. Or even if you get it, you're not going to hold it. But if you're dharmic, then money will come for the Vaishyas. So they have that understanding. So they're willing to give for a religious cause, because they know in the future we will profit from that Vaishya. From dharma will come up, the money will come automatically. The devotee was saying that the Jewish people used to monopolize the diamond trade in that area. So the Gujaratis, mostly they're Gujaratis. So they went to they made a crown for Balaji, solid diamonds. I don't know how many crores it was. It was a solid diamond, and then they presented it to Lord Balaji, and then slowly like that, then they took over. Now they're controlling most of the order. But they knew if they gave to Balaji, they had that faith.
Yeah.
And now they've more or less taken.
Yeah, they're in control. So it's good to come back, maybe.
I think we have to have a cultural program at a dinner or something.
Yeah, it should be organized nicely. Then they are very willing to they're generous hearts.
Yeah.
So if you can consider, it would be nice to come back again and do it in a more opulent way.
Yeah.
It will be worthwhile.
The other one was like in the office, and it was
Yeah,
kind of.
but there is a lot of luxury, and it would benefit them also. It would benefit Belgium also.
Yeah, and a lot of them said they come to my club.
Yeah,
That makes a big effect on
that's
that.
good. Because they should also do their part of parent.
Thank you. Sorry, Krishna. That's Sanatana Goswami. They have Lord Shiva has a special relationship with Sanatana Goswami. Like one of these, where he fought on at Pennsylvania Lord Shiva, Sanatana Goswami is saying, the mosquitoes were disturbing him and not going to leave his place. And Lord Shiva came in the form of a Brahmana, so don't get rid of him. But anyway, the Sanatana Goswami, he does some wonder that if he wants for establishing a relationship with Krishna in all the scriptures. And Lord Shiva, he established our relationship with the material world by untouched, full secret. So they have the same function. One is establishing a relationship with the material world, one is establishing a relationship in the spiritual world. So they have the same. So they're kind of friends. Wherever Sanatana Goswami, you see that Shiva is my world. In my body, the four Kumars are there. So Sanatana Goswami, the Kumaras, Sanat Kumaras, they have their place there in Delta. So there's a famous Shiva there also, Pachanan Shiva. And by that is the four Kumaras, or Sanat Goswami. Sanat Kumar is Sanat Goswami. So they connect there.
Mention one thing that might be helpful also.
Ja, en dan weer luisteren, maar ik zie het zo niet. Because we should also not disrespect them because it's also
No, Shiva and Vaishnava. It's my father, so many forms of Shiva. Like the Lord my hands. Vaishnava Hashem, great civilization.
So you can worship them as servants or as devotees?
Yeah, but you can worship more than you can offer to charity.
You don't do that as in my calling to now? On the altar? They worship at the side of the demigods after?
No, but they do offer some charity with Shiva. Not exactly part of the worship. The Lord Shiva is there, it's not on the altar, but Krishna Mahaprasad is worshiping. China temple there is the Lord Shiva.
Yeah.
Is that alright to be on the altar? Is that okay to be on the altar? Somebody left it in ashram, and one devotee found it, and they gave it to one of my pujaris who has many shivas. So he didn't know what to do. He just gave him to the Shilgram Shiva together with the Shiva.
Yeah.
Is that alright? This big one, greenish behind.
Yeah.
In front of Panchatattva, small picture of
Yeah.
Panchatattva. It's a big greenish Shiva.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it okay to keep it there?
Well, he's in it. Lord Shiva resides in Shagaram also.
Yeah.
You understand this? He also So an avatar.
Some may ask me, so
Yeah, I don't know what the rule is about worshipping on the altar.
he does everything there.
Hmm?
He does everything there. Shilograms, he's
I
worshiping.
think if you keep him with the shalagrams, nobody will say anything.
He's not the problem. And he does together with shilograms. It's all okay.
Yeah, keep him, yeah.
Yeah, he keeps them together. Because he just feel like, sentiment why he should leave them on ashram, nobody, take care. Somebody just left it. And then they found it and they gave it to him because he has this many shields. So he just, like a parent affection, took them together with others. So, like that. But some devotees may see and they ask, so that's why I'm asking. You should know what to answer. Just because he deserves together. Together with shields.
Where in my point where the conch building is, that's from that down to the Ganga. That area is Rudradeep, one of the 9 islands in Rudra, the island ocean. And it corresponds to the Anga Bhakti of friendship, and then it's Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, 9 islands of Bhakti. So friendship is that island of Rudradeep. So there, Lord Rudradeshi is the greatest
I'm
friend.
still like that on our property there.
Yeah, right at the end of the Prabhupada
So
pointed
we have 2
out.
islands then.